Hello and welcome to another Line War tournament game. Today we are looking at Group H, where we have Haako and T playing each other. Both Germans, I think. Not that it really matters, but just some fun facts, I guess. For the rest of the group, we have Tim Baylor and Wolfhard. I don't really know Wolfhard, so just by those names, I would say Haako is my favorite to win this group, closely followed by T, which is also a very strong player. Both very strong players and contenders for like the later brackets, I think. Tim Baylor probably a third, and Wolfhard a fourth. I don't know Wolfhard at all, so that's just based on that I don't know him. Sorry about that, Wolfhard. If I somehow underestimated you, but let's focus on Haako and T for now. Haako starts on the west side of this island, and T on the east side. If you're been playing Line War for a while or just followed along, you might recognize this map, that being fairly similar to the famous Seed 9, where you have a single island and you have water all the way around it, and you have some traits on each side. So very fun kind of type of map. What's kind of set this apart from the famous 9 is that you can't get ships around on the north and the south. So on the famous 9 you can kind of build ships here and you can attack the opponent's traits. That's not a possibility here. So it's definitely more land focused. So let's see. T is going for a lot of eco, 2 towns and 1 port, 2 factories and a barracks, and a lot of focus on expansion. Doesn't send too many units to the west, and he's also going for some sneaky commandos here, either used for sniping or for scouting. Now Haako has chosen to build an airport with some helis and tanks. He's just built a single town and a single energy. But she is actually also building tanks and air, so both are choosing gas heavy or energy heavy units from the get-go. And I really like this part. It's such a small detail, but I like that Haako has already planned all his capturing routes, because then it enables him to focus on microing later on or in heated moments, and he doesn't have to constantly look back, are my infantry capturing? He knows that this will go on for quite a while, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Of course you can make adjustments, you can have infantry getting stuck here and so on, but in general he knows these units will cap for me. I don't have to be as focused on it. I can allow myself to focus more on other areas, and then when I have the extra what's called like extra time, I can manage this and take a look at it. So one game I already covered was Mohican versus Kartoffelman. Very same scenario, with Mohican starting here east and Kartoffelman starting west. The big difference here is that Kartoffelman, he went no gas, and Haako is going heavy gas. Mohican went also heavy gas, so does T. But the thing is, for Haako, I'm actually a bit surprised that he goes so much gas. Because he only has this one, and he got a refinery there as well. And then there's those two, but they are very far away. So Haako just scouted T. He sees this gas, he sees the tank, he sees the town. So he's going for the gas straight away. He knows T will go for gas units. Let's see how much T can see here. He can see the tanks coming. He got the heli on the way. He has not done anything to protect this yet, other than Sam's, but that won't help much against tanks. He really needs to get those infantries, yeah, exactly covering that gas, and he certainly don't need his helis to fly away. This gas will go down, and that means no tanks, and it means no helis. He's going for the trade and a heavy expansion south, which I think will be very good for his eco, so he doesn't get cornered. He builds a backup gas here. He knows this will go down, and the tanks will go straight for this, I think. Let's see. And while we wait, 535 for Haako, 600 for T. So T is actually on top with the eco, and he builds a expansion barracks, and he actually managed to defend that. Wow, I did not expect that. That is very important for T to get that, because if he hadn't killed that, all these would be standing still by now. Haako is very aggressive here. He just goes for it. Really interesting to see someone that aggressive. Like, he didn't build up any army, he's just going for it. 4 tanks and then 2 helis and a bit of infantry just rushing in. I wonder how much he can see. He can see decent. And it does pay off, it seems, this time. He will get the factory, I think. Yeah, he does. But maybe T doesn't worry too much about that, because T got this joke and he's going for it down here. He's really starting to gain some territory, and it's very important for T because he has one trade here that is very easy and secure for him, but getting this part means he can securely set up this, which is 2 extra trades. Very important for T to control this area. In the long game, that means he can get a huge eco boost. Next up is, of course, denying Haako this one, but that's fine to the future. Haako got the SAMs going, but very vulnerable against the tanks from T. And T actually manages to win this fight in the choke. Now it's a good question, should he keep pushing or should he set up some sort of defense here? Let's see what he chooses to do. He's at least very aggressive with the expansion down south, and I think that's a good choice. Now this is the big issue with maps like this. It's hard to cover your units and buildings across the whole map. So I wonder what T will do. Will he build SAMs? Will he build interceptors? It seems like Haako is just going at it right now. Like he really wants to finish up the game by heading to T's main base. But I think T has too much production for Haako to get through. So right now I think the game will be determined down here. Who gets control of this? Which means it will be very important for T to get some anti-air down here. Haako desperately trying to get that gas. And if 4 tanks didn't do it, 2 won't either. Especially now that T is ready for it. Now, even though Haako lost some units here, and I think he's in the negative regarding like units sent in and the profit of destroyed buildings, etc. But south is looking good for Haako, and that's only because of the air. It is so important, especially early in the game, get that air up and running, where you can hit multiple parts of the map, and it's tough to defend early game. Because you need factories everywhere, and you need spots of SAMs everywhere, or you need interceptors that can access and reach those areas. Let's take a look at the eco here. 730 for Haako, 750, very equal. She's slightly ahead, and he's also closer at getting that trade. If he can get those trades up and running soon, can really get an eco advantage, which will enable him to better defend against air and at the same time have a decent land force down south. He's starting to gather some helis at south. I think that's 3. Haako got 3. And now he's sending the interceptor. And Haako is almost out of gas. And that's definitely the issue for Haako. He only got this one and soon this one, but then that's it. Then he needs to go to the sea, or he needs to cap this. So T has an advantage, I think, because he has one here, he has one here, one here. He also got this one, and then there's these 2 that is up for taking for both. Oh, and he actually also got this one. So plenty of opportunity for gas for T. I bet Haako will build this as a next thing. T knows how important this is. So he's starting to build more producers down here, so he can get a force going, and he's building factories so he can defend himself against the helis. Now Haako is trying to be sneaky here, and it might pay off. But T's interceptors spots that that commando, and T got plenty of gas, so but losing this will not be good, especially as he attacks with tanks. Haako got a decent force here, but I don't think he has the energy to move it. No, he doesn't. And his interceptors are going at it. Well played. He just annihilated more or less all the helis from T. But T still got more production, I think. 2 and 2. 5 here. 3 barracks. And he's going for even more tanks. And one more factory, I guess it is. Haako is building that gas now. Haako's SAMs are lacking, and T is using that to kill some tanks. Really taking advantage of this is can be the difference between winning and losing. And T does it very well here. He spots an opening and makes use of it. Haako keeps going at it with the commandos, but I think T spots them. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong view. He doesn't spot it, so never mind. Haako is he going for the town? Yeah, I think he is. He might be going a bit too close to that energy, but it doesn't seem like he gets spotted. Excuse me. So yeah, he's hoping there's a trade route here, and there isn't, but he can park his commandos here and just wait for it to come up, and he can destroy it instantly. He would not expect someone just waiting for that town to pop up, is my assumption. On the other hand, up north, T has really started to not win, I would say, but he got control of it. It looked pretty scary before. Haako is starting to cap a bit of T's territory down south. And he got plenty of money. With 920. 920. This is very close and very exciting. The one thing I can say right now is that Haako is not spending his money as much. So that could turn out critical for him. I don't know if he's saving up for something, and rocket or city. He's still got territory to cap. Got a lot of interceptors. This is looking dangerous. He's building another barracks. I think it's dangerous to have so much money in the bank in such a tight game. Like, at least spend them on eco. You can build industries, you can build a backcapping barracks, you can start building either ships or transport jets that can cap this at the back. You can get a city, sorry, not a city, a town. Like, I don't think it's good to have this much money in the bank at this point in the game, especially knowing that T is pushing here and T is pushing here. Like, it only seems that Haako really got it under control at mid. Everywhere else is on his heels. That's how I interpret it, at least right now. I don't know what happened with the other commandos, but he got one there. Maybe he tried to, yeah, it seemed like he tried to attack this one, which is pretty risky. Because it's so close to not only the production, but imagine where would T look when he's playing. Well, he's having his camera here and here, so he will see it immediately. I wonder how fast T will recognize these troops. They just kept it. So, but it's those small details against good players like Haako that really can help you seal the deal, so to speak. And he also got very good cabbing all the way back here. This is going very much back and forth. Like, now it looks like Haako is on top, but of course T has a lot of units hidden in the woods here. And now T has SAMs everywhere. And I think Haako more or less given up on the air. Well, not completely. Where are those interceptors going? Up north? Yeah, here, I think, yeah. And this is exciting, but I also want to see this tank that I did notice from T. He can probably see, no, he can't see that gas. So that's something you need to be aware of. That you need to basically run directly into it before you can see it. She is coming out on top here. Let's see if he also finds this gas. It still doesn't see the gas. Like, I would think, okay, there's no gas there. It's and I experienced it before. I don't know if it's intentional that they are that hidden, because gas are supposed to have anti-stealth, and having a tank parked right next to it and don't see it seems a bit weird. And I even experienced the same with infantry and commandos, so I don't know if that's a bug or if it's intentional. I think it's a bit too much that you can't see it here, but yeah, I guess that's open for discussion. T's moving around it. He's tries to snipe, it's called. A building or two. He's building somewhere. Sounded like he placed a factory. I can't find it. Where did he build? Did you see? Ah, he built a town. Okay, so he's really going for that trade now, and he's chooses to defend it rather than take those back into action. And he already got those infantry moving. He got those moving, just as I mentioned before. And now he spot this gas here with the 2 tanks. I wonder if he can get it. There's only 1 infantry, so we should be able to. He's sending 1 more tank. I think this starts to go in T's favor. Get the gas, he knows where the next is. Haako is okay on gas for now. Let's take a look at the eco. 950 for Haako. 1100 for T. Which means, and he got plenty, so he can start building those trades, and then it will snowball. Goes for the industry. Just to hurt Haako's economy slightly more. This is looking very good for T. Well played. As long as T can hold this, of course. It's a pretty important aspect, you would say. But he's pushing through here, and even on mid now it seems. And he will just get more and more eco. Bet this port is coming soon. Does have a slight energy issue. Not quite yet, but it's close. Haako is fine on energy, not down here. Haako is going all in on sniping some buildings, but T has so much air. All his production is here, he can move units around quickly. I don't see it happening, but maybe it will. I would be a bit nervous as T, like, it's a lot of pressure on his main base. And if he loses this, well, everything can turn into Haako's favor. He does get the town, but I don't think he can push through here. Those tanks are dead now. Meanwhile, T is pushing through south. It's also being annoying in Haako's back territory. Don't think Haako will withstand this much longer. He's yet to put up his trade. Does have some issues here. So I wonder if Haako is just all or nothing now. Like I need to push through here or... But I don't think he can. I think the reinforcements are too few and too far between. She is sniping a single industry. But this will really make a change. Every territory T kind of grabs will make a change in the eco. Haako will lose eco. T will just keep gaining. Yeah, T is getting behind enemy lines now. Let's see what Haako sees. This is not looking good for Haako. T is doing well here. I think it was very important. He got this south. Now the trade is coming. Give a big eco boost. Will only make this victory even more secure. Because he's not losing anywhere on the map. Even though it's looking a bit tight here. He's doing fine. He can keep Haako off. And while that's going on, he's just expanding and expanding, destroying everything Haako has on the west, west-south, southwest, I guess they call. So yeah, very good game. I think Haako will sign any minute now. Very well played by both. Always fun to see some of these top games. I think it's like Haako got a good start and he got the air support down here, but T was able to adapt. Was able to quickly get those interceptors and SAMs going so he could defend himself. And yeah, then Haako just I think Haako wasted too many resources on going like on suicide missions basically. Oh, and that chopper almost hit the camera. We love those line war physics. There you go. Haako, I heavily assumed resigned. Let's see, T was actually ahead the whole time. Very well played, very exciting. Haako was just following along, and then suddenly the balance just tipped when T started to win down south. Eco wise, it's also around here that T starts to get the eco advantage. And then slightly later he starts to really run off. So yeah, well played by both. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. I can't wait to see your other games. And good luck in your group. See you around. Thanks for a nice game and very entertaining game. Bye.